The 2K Sports pregame show, brought to you by Sprite.
Hello again, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson along with Shaquille O'Neal on 2K Sports, and the NBA season is about to begin. Tonight, it'll be the New York Knicks going up against the Cavaliers out in Cleveland. And for Cleveland, it's always an exciting time of the year as fans and other players and coaches around the league all getting a first look at how they might be shaping up for the upcoming season. This guy's a freak of nature, LeBron James. For a guy with his
Arena in Cleveland. Glad to have you with us for more NBA action.
This is Kevin Durant. Welcome to 2K.
To the 2K broadcast team, Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and sideline reporter Doris Burke. And it's the Cavaliers to start out. So a look at our starters for the Knicks. Calderon and Smith are the 1 and the 2. Melo is the 3. Amari is at the 4. And it's Dalembert in at the center position.
Samuel Dalembert, a 6'11" shot blocker and rebounder. His numbers are solid, but he seems to have a way of wearing out his welcome with coaches. You notice he's played for 5 teams in the last 5 seasons.
And that one's good. Wow.
That bounce pass got him the ball in rhythm. Nice play.
Cavaliers on D. The feed now to Smith. Dishes it to Dalembert. Back to Smith. Fires the 3. Wow, drew the contact, and that 3 almost went in, so he'll go to the line for 3 free throws.
Well, I don't really know what to call it other than maybe the shoelace incident, but remember last year, J.R. Smith got himself into trouble for untying Sean Marion's shoelaces during a free throw.
Oh my God, I just got that.
Yeah, with J.R. Smith, it proved to blow up into a major distraction for him and the team. And while some applaud him for not taking things too seriously, most gave him flack for not being 100% mentally into the game.
Yeah, and you know, the problem simply, Kevin, is that it is an accumulation of those kinds of issues with JR that lead to people thinking that he's not quite locked in and focused. And that really might not be the case, but it's the impression it leaves. I think he's got to be more businesslike between the lines on a regular basis.
Calderon, no good.
It's like he's just trying to showcase his range, but he could probably get a better shot in that possession.
Yeah, he sure could. It doesn't do you any good if you miss it from that deep.
Now here's Calderon with the shot. Off the left rim and out.
You just assume he's going to knock those down when he's as open as he was there.
Kept alive. And even 3-on-3 break. Smith with it, and it's Waiters picking him up. And Stoudemire slams it in.
Boy, the pass there floated up to the precise spot where it needed to be.
And no messing around on the finish, huh? He powers it through.
Sure didn't waste any time there.
I'll tell you what, that is going to be an alley-oop we'll see on the highlight reel the next few days.
The Knicks have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. From deep, the Cavaliers pull it in. Varejão's got 4 rebounds in this game. Love can't hit. New York's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Stoudemire against Love. Stoudemire dishes to Dalembert. Smith outside from deep. The shot is off. Some solid defense there from Irving.
Just a lot of disappointment for the Knicks last year and their fans, as many were hoping for them to challenge for the East title, but it just never came together. A fragile line between being a playoff team and not.
From deep, and Waiters with the bucket on the assist by Varejão. Waiters got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. For 3, Smith. And again, it's the Knicks missing. And the Knicks last season had some strong runs at times, but a slow start to the season, Steve, put them too far in back of everybody else.
Well, you kept waiting for them to catch up, but as you said, their sluggish start did them in, and they had to work overtime just to get back into the playoff hunt late in the year.
Here's Smith. Dion Waiters making his last shot. Snatched up. Tries again. Here's Smith. And they had their chances. 2 offensive rebounds, but they still come up empty. LeBron drives in. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot two. Samuel Dalembert picks one up.
Easy call there.
No question about that one. You could hear the impact from where I am.
2 shots.
That free throw, no good.
Bit of a controversial statement last year when LeBron said that there are no longer any real rivalries in the NBA anymore. Seemed off at first, but he might have a point.
And the Cavaliers making a change here. Thompson's checked in, and a new group in for the Knicks. Smith checked in for Dalembert. Iman Shumpert has come in for Amari Stoudemire. Hardaway's checked in for J.R. Smith. And it's Pablo Prigioni in for Jose Calderon. And the logic LeBron used in making that rivalry statement was that all of these players, Clark, have known each other for so long, coming up through amateur tournaments, AAU and the like.
And not to mention, Kevin, that with how free agency is structured now, there's a lot more player movement going on. Still, I can't get 100% on board with what he said because there are teams that clearly don't like each other.
For the Cavaliers, Sean Marion is checked in for Varejao. Miller comes in for Waiters, and it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Kyrie Irving. Out to Miller, fires the three. That one goes. Count.
How in the world did they let him get that wide open?
And here are the Knicks now, trailing by 4. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time getting the lid off the basket so far.
Hardaway passes to Carmelo, and stolen by Miller. And here we go. Fast break. James has got it. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Dellavedova. And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for the Cavaliers.
They've come out in attack mode defensively, applying pressure and stealing the ball repeatedly.
They also came out of the locker room with their running shoes on. I mean, their transition game has been full throttle.
And the Knicks decide to take their first time out here.
Well, they've really kind of struggled offensively here. So I think this timeout is for him to really draw something up, maybe get an easy 2 and get their confidence back.
You know, sometimes an easy basket out of a break is just what you need to get things back on track. And coaches always have plays specifically for that situation, coming out of timeouts for an opportunity to get a bucket.
Marion kicks to Miller. And Shumpert pulls it down.
That was a good rebound right there, but they haven't been very strong on the glass so far.
Well, they've got to meet the energy that they're facing right now. So important to battle on the board.
Oh, and the dunk by Jones.
Well, they weren't going to pass up that chance to get out and run following the steal.
They better not. They've got to pad their lead any time an opportunity presents itself. And I'll tell you what, that was a golden one there.
And the officials signal the backcourt violation. Not very careful there. We've got 33 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Here's Dellavedova. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. Knicks trail by 8. Now here's Shumpert. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him.
What a pass, and then the layup was a bit of a circus move.
Oh, so smooth.
Well, you know what? He could have fouled that up going for the big slam. I thought that was a nice job just taking the layup.
Here's Prihio. Offline with his 3. And so the first quarter wraps up without too much action on the scoreboard. Cavaliers ahead, leading by 9. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from Quicken Loans Arena. Well, not exactly a close game so far, but as the second quarter starts here, plenty of time for a comeback. And taking a look at the Cavaliers' performance here, Clark, Steve, what have they been doing or not doing?
Pretty good start defensively. This club forced some mistakes and took advantage, and that's how they built this lead.
And they built the lead because not only have they forced turnovers, but they've taken care of the ball themselves. So that's a winning combination.
In a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. And New York looking at who they've got. On the wings, it's Smith and Shumpert. Stoudemire out there with Dalembert, and it's Calderon in at the point guard. Here's Stoudemire. The Cavaliers making the shot. Pass to Shumpert. Stoudemire outside. And too long on the shot.
You're not doing your team any good forcing a shot like that one.
No, I agree. He's got to know better than that. Well, it's just been one of those kind of games for him.
Knicks trail by 11.
Kyrie Irving, clearly a player who's dreamed of greatness from a very young age. Going back to the 4th grade, he wrote, "I'm going to the NBA," and he wrote it across the back wall of his closet. And while it was hidden behind his clothes, it certainly wasn't far from his head or his heart.
Cleveland's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. And here's Love from the arc. That is good. Love's got 5.
Boy, when you got a big man who can shoot from distance like that, what a huge bonus that is.
Time call here. The Knicks decide to talk it over.
And Irving still wanted to write down goals. He used to write them in a notebook. He still keeps. Now he's going to write them down in his phone. All part of setting his sights high and dreaming big.
And the Cavaliers with some changes. Farajao comes in for Tristan Thompson. And James subbed in for Sean Marion. And New York with a change here too. Smith has checked in. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to Doris Burke for an update. Hi, Doris.
Well, guys, Kyrie Irving, the #1 pick overall back in 2011, a player who promised himself he'd play in the NBA when he was just in the 4th grade. He said that came from his father. Confidence, confidence, confidence. That's all my dad preached. He'd always tell me, Kyrie, you could be this, you could be that. My dad had more belief in me than I had in myself. Gentlemen.
You know, it helps having people boosting you up, Doris. Thanks. And for Irving, just like those words in the back of his closet stayed hidden, his great talent stayed hidden for a long time as well.
Yeah, it didn't really dominate until his senior year of high school, Kevin. Only 11 games he played at Duke. It might seem he was an overnight sensation in the NBA, but in truth, he spent a lifetime laying the foundation for his game.
Here's Smith following the basket by LeBron James. Smith kicks to Calderon from deep. No luck. And Cleveland will come the other way. Here's Irving. LeBron dishes to Irving. And here's Love from the arc. The kick out to Irving. It's stolen by Smith. He lobs it up.
Now that is a quick bucket. Pretty good in transition.
That's right. That's exactly right. He loves when he gets a chance to get out and run. That's when he's at his best.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Cavaliers.
J.R. Smith going from one of his best seasons in 2012-13 to one of his worst a year ago. I think his knee surgery in the offseason really got him off to a slow start. He didn't have the same bounce in his step, and he didn't find his game until late in the season.
Stoudemire's checked in for New York. Anthony comes in for Smith. Hit his foot. And they're saying he kicked the ball. Here's LeBron. From beyond the arc and then some. LeBron's got 7.
Well, you talk about Smith's knee holding him back. It does make sense. I mean, his rebounding and rate of scoring both went down, but he shot well from outside and increased his assist totals. That speaks to him playing around his knee issue a bit.
For the 3. It's rebounded by Cleveland.
Kevin, just enough presence to bother that three-point attempt there.
Well, for a guy that...
So Cleveland will get the first possession. So a look at our starters for the Knicks. J.R. Smith and Melo filling out the perimeter. Stoudemire out there with D'Alembert. And it's Calderon in at the point guard. Now LeBron after Dion Waiters' three-pointer that didn't go. LeBron outside. The feed to Irving. Lets it go with a 3. Yes, it's James picking up the assist. Irving's got the game going with his first points of the game for the Cavs. On defense, Cleveland. It's a 3-point game. Smith against Waiters. Smith dishes to Calderon. From deep 3-point range. Out to Anthony. From deep. No good. Cavaliers go the other way with it. LeBron outside. Carmelo Anthony grabs the board.
You know, last year the Knicks played at a very slow tempo, 29th actually in the NBA in pace. And at times when things slow down in the half court, that's when they really struggle to score.
Now here is Irving. Somehow ignores the tight D and gets the layup. Irving's got 5. New York's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Irving against Calderon. Knocked loose and stolen by Kyrie Irving. And now it's Waiters running. He can go all the way. And LeBron throws it down.
Great job capitalizing on that steal and getting the easy points in transition.
Exactly how it should be done after a turnover.
To end the run, Calderon, no good. The Cavaliers have gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. They get it back. And on the way from Irving for 3. Again, Irving missing. For New York, they've gone 0 of 3 from the field to start the game. Oh, and the jam by Anthony.
Well, they had to take the lid off the hoop, I guess, but they finally get one to go there.
Yeah, a bit of an unsettled start. I mean, maybe that'll get them going.
Irving drives in. Leaders on the wing. From deep. The Knicks pull it in. Smith outside. Pass to Stoudemire. He feeds it to Dalembert. Good.
You gotta love the low post offense. That was beautiful.
And it's the Cavaliers with the ball. 3-point lead. The drive by James and Dalembert with the block. And now the Knicks on the break. Goes up, and it's Anthony with the jam.
Certainly that shot well within his range.
I would hope so.
Especially when he caps it off with the steady one-handed jam. Well, last year LeBron mentioned that he was jealous of Durant's shot totals. Just an offhanded remark by him, but it did open up some speculation by what he meant.
Now here's Calderon. Here's Dalembert, and makes it. Astonishing. Dalembert's got 5 now. And you know that remark by LeBron, people weren't sure if that was a backhanded jab at KD or if he was just pointing out how he is able to score without having to be a bulk shooter.
Well, one thing is for sure, I'm not exactly sure of what his comments, how you should interpret them, but LeBron was very aware of what Durant was doing last year, and he even admitted to having KD stats sent to his phone after every game, so he was keeping track of it.
And it's a completely new group on the floor for the Cavaliers. Snatched up. It's intercepted. And here comes the break. Here's Prigioni. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
Easy call there.
No question about that one. You could hear the impact from where I am.
Well, the Argentinian, Pablo Prigioni, now 37 years of age, but I really like the way he competes defensively. Also a very good rebounder for a point guard.
And Prigioni, Clark, very selective with his shot, but he's got deep range.
Yes, he does. And, Kevin, I think he could be even more aggressive looking. He's got to be a little more shot hungry. I mean, he's over 40% from long range last season.
And the shot is good.
There's a chance he could have a big game if they don't D him up more tightly on the perimeter.
New York trailing. Smith outside. Now the pass to Early. 3-pointer. And again, it's the Knicks missing.
Defense didn't give him any space there.
Here's Marion. Passes to Dellavedova. Miller with a wide open look. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Dellavedova. Miller's got 5 now.
Pretty passing. Timely recognition as to where the open man was.
Prigioni, that's a 2-pointer. Smith against Haywood. Goes up again. Nice shot by Smith.
You know, when he scores buckets like that, Kevin, it just shows that he can bring some of that X factor for his team.
Haywood, no good.
Boy, I don't know who has that kind of passion. That's well beyond the arc.
Not sure what he was thinking about there.
That's some tenacity inside, battling for the second chance points.
And a look at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Cavaliers.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. They've cashed in on a lot of these second chance opportunities out there in the first half.
You know, another factor in their offense so far has been their ability to convert and score off turnovers.
And the Knicks decide to take their first time out here.
You know, there were a lot of people, me included, thinking that Cleveland would take a step forward and be a team that could make moves in the East and perhaps get to the playoffs. But injuries and inner turmoil really kept that team from being playoff caliber.
Waiters, he's checked in for Matthew Dellavedova. And a new group in for the Knicks. Samuel Dalembert, he's checked in for Smith. Anthony comes in for Bargnani. Smith checked in for Early. And it's Calderon in for Pablo Prigioni. And Cleveland ended 10th in the Eastern Conference last year. They got close, but they couldn't sneak into the playoffs.
Well, there would be a lot of shocked analysts if they didn't finish near the top of the East this season. All it takes is one good summer, and your team can jump to the top of the East.
Here's Anthony after the Cavaliers pick up 3 from downtown. They get it back. Here's Dalembert off target at the rim. And here are the Cavaliers. Big run right now going for him, 11-2. Miller, no luck.
You know, even though he missed that one, great shooters have a way of feeling when they've got enough room to pull the trigger.
Yeah, not enough defensive coverage there to prevent him from firing that time. But yeah, I think if he's open, he's got to let that thing fly.
He's been wayward and just off on about everything he's put up in this period. Heads up play there, guys, on the assist and the finish. With the pass.
Now Calderon. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Here's Dalembert, and that one's good.
You know, they've scored several times already here in the first quarter down low. I like that.
Yeah, me too, Clark. I think anytime you have success pounding the ball inside, you got to continue to go to the well.
Out of bounds, New York takes possession. There's the buzzer, and not much scoring at all through the first quarter of play. Cavaliers ahead. They finish off the first quarter with a 13-4 run. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from Quicken Loans Arena. Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And from what you guys have seen so far from Cleveland, well, what's your take?
And you get a chance early on to see their depth. They got a nice effort from their bench players early in this game.
Yeah, Steve, I tell you what, their subs have really packed the punch for them so far.
Irving and Waiters, the guards. The 2 stars, LeBron and Love, at the 3 and the 4. And it's Varejao in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. That's the group for Cleveland going right now here in the second. Irving for 3. And Varejao kicks to Waiters. From deep three-point range, sinks it. What range from outside. Wow. Waiters got the second quarter going with the first basket of the period for the Cavs. Dion Waiters going into last season working on playing off the ball, whether, catch and shoot, Steve, or coming off screens.
Yeah, he's most comfortable with the ball in his hands, but playing alongside Kyrie Irving, he's got to be more effective without the ball, working off those screens and learning to play with Irving.
He dishes it to Irving from deep, and another 3 for Cleveland.
Just a horrible. Job of boxing out.
Yeah, it's not hard. I mean, come on. You got to box your guy out.
Anthony, the pass to Smith. Waiters against Hardaway. It's blocked.
Such a solid performance for them inside. Their rebounding has been terrific.
Yeah, that's just one of the few things that have gone their way today.
And Varejao kicks to Waiters. An absolute bomb from three-point range. Waiters got 6 points.
Great outside shooting fueling this run.
And the defense getting bombarded. They just haven't been able to slow them down.
New York calls timeout.
Anderson Varejao, a quality defensive center. Great rebounder, moves his feet well, anticipates, plays with a ton of energy, and he's one of those irritants. He gets under a lot of guys' skin.
And Cleveland making a change here. Dellavedova's checked in. Jason Smith, he's checked in for New York. Pablo Prigioni comes in for Jose Calderon. I like that they're taking it inside and taking advantage of each opportunity, Clark, to chip away at the deficit.
Yeah, and doing it with the dunk is a major energizer, too. Gets the momentum going.
Yeah, and I think the interior defense as good a job offensively as well, the defensive presence was almost non-existent. They may see this lead disappear if they continue to give up those easy points.
Kicks it out to LeBron. The three. Another three for Cleveland.
They're on the wrong side of this run, and it's not hard to see why. They're not boxing out.
Yeah, you're
not
right.
rebounding.
You're exactly right, and it's not going to change until they start rebounding and giving some kind of an effort here.
Oh, that's blocked. And Irving with a clear path to the hoop. LeBron shot is off.
And Varejao coming in to the league primarily as a defensive energy guy, but he's expanded his offensive skill set and has made great improvement as a passer. From his rookie season to now, he's more than doubled his rate of assists.
You know, the height difference there is huge, but he canceled it out with great body control in the air.
Exactly, Steve. He got to the hoop and wouldn't allow himself to be manhandled by the big boy.
And the basket good. 10 points for Kyrie Irving.
And another gap in the defense found right there. This is one of the worst defensive performances I have ever seen.
And Varejao, a good decision maker, Steve, for a center. A 2-to-1 assist to turnover ratio last year.
And he had a terrific season as a two-point jump shooter. You know, able to spread the defense out a little bit and operate from the high post.
And it's the Cavaliers with the ball. The Knicks making the shot. James wide open. Another miss by James.
This guy's a good three-point shooter, but that was probably from a little bit too far.
Yeah, not what I would call working to get the best shot either.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, over to you.
Yes, Kevin, Cavaliers head coach David Blatt, unknown here in the United States, but he spent the last 2 decades establishing himself as the premier coach in Europe. Last season, he led Maccabi Tel Aviv to an upset EuroLeague title. One GM described the team as, quote, outgunned at every position except coach. Kevin, it's been his dream to coach in the NBA.
Many consider him a genius-level coach. Doris, thanks. We'll see how he does. Here's Prigioni. Following the basket by LeBron James. The Knicks shooting their third and fourth free throw attempts of the game. No good on that. Well, Steve, right from the start last season, some upheaval for the New York Knicks with the front office shaking.
Yeah, surprising move when you consider that the team was coming off a 54-win season in 2013 and the team's first second-round appearance in over a decade.
Looking at who's out there now for the Cavaliers. Tristan Thompson, he's checked in for Varejao. Marion comes in for James. And Miller's subbed in for Kyrie Irving.
And for the Knicks coaching staff last season, you think about it, guys, it had to be tough. The GM who hired you no longer with the organization. And ownership basically saying championship or bust. A lot of different pressure coming from different sources in the Knicks situation.
Knicks trail by 19. Here's Smith. Goes back up. He lays it in. Dallenberg's got 9.
Boy, where was the box out? Too easy on that second chance opportunity.
Yeah, no box out is what happened there. Those kind of mistakes on the glass will kill the team.
And with a new front office again this season, the Zen Master, Phil Jackson at the helm, new coaching staff. We'll see if the Knicks can create a stable foundation moving forward.
And here is Shepard after the three-pointer from Sean Marion. Count the bucket.
Late reaction from the defense, and he's always going to make good on that.
The Cavaliers leading by 18. Back to Thompson. There's the dish to Dellavedova. Miller with a wide open look. Thompson passes to Love, and the foul goes against New York. Dion Waiters checked in for Cleveland. Then for the Knicks, Stoudemire comes in for Smith, and it's Calderon in for Pablo Prigioni. There's 39 seconds left in the second quarter. And here's Love from the arc. Here's Thompson, and he makes good on the layup. Thompson's got his first 2 points.
Well, if they didn't look at the scoreboard, you'd think they were the team trailing and trying to fight their way back.
Yeah, I like the energy they're playing with here, Steve. I mean, a nice uptick in their second chance points.
Well, Cleveland shooting for the game at 42%. From deep three-point range, Raiders no luck. Stoudemire outside. And Mike Miller gets the whistle that time. The Knicks shooting their 7th and 8th attempts at the foul line tonight. That one is off. And the Cavaliers making a change here. Second free throw, no good. From deep three-point range, they grab their own miss. Here's Irving. And oh, he hits the buzzer beater. And so a pretty lopsided game through the first half. Welcome back, everybody. Third quarter just about to get going here in what has been so far a runaway game. You look at Kyrie Irving in this game, he has been everywhere.
He went off in the first 2 quarters, guys, as he's capable of doing. We might see some changes here in the defensive approach they use on him in the second half.
Yeah, they've got to make some sort of change. I mean, they can't let him continue to torch him like he has been.
And on the floor for Derek Fisher as we get into the second half, Anthony and Stoudemire make up the forwards. Calderon and Smith are the 1 and the 2. And it's D'Alembert in at the 5, roaming the paint. Smith, no good.
LeBron James, probably the most versatile defensive player in the league, maybe ever. He can guard just about anybody in the league. Point guards, centers, and remember, it's something he's really worked at. He wasn't always a great defensive player when he got to the NBA. He's done a ton to help his team, guys, and he may have to do more if they're going to come back and win.
The Cavaliers leading by 20. Irving can't get it to go.
Not sure about that one, guys. That was really deep, especially for him. He's not a great shooter from out there.
Not sure what he was thinking about there.
From the sideline, let's catch up with Doris Burke.
Thank you, Kevin. As everyone knows, Amar'e Stoudemire has had to battle back from his share of numerous injuries, and he switched to a vegan diet in order to help stay healthy. He said it was tough, and when asked which foods he missed the most, he said, "I love chicken, and I love Chilean sea bass. I missed it, but I wanted to stay strong." Guys?
Interesting. Thanks, Doris. The Cavaliers have gone 1 of 3 since starting the second half. And we're just about a minute and a half into the third quarter of basketball. Dishes to LeBron. Five on the clock. From deep. Sinks it. What range from outside. Wow. LeBron's got 14.
And the threes continue to go down at that end with almost nothing happening from deep at the other.
But the way to turn that around is defensively, by stopping their outside shot, not by getting into a shootout. Unfortunately, that's been the result for him over and over. Oh, my goodness. What a huge play.
Just floating to the rim on that slam.
Boy, when he gets up and stays up.
Boy, smooth and graceful. How about the hang time? That's impressive.
Tim Hardaway Jr.'s checked in for J.R. Smith. The drive by Anthony. Left block shot on the way. D'Alembert. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. That one on Love.
Been a stellar outing in this one for D'Alembert. He has 9 points, and from long range, he's hit 1 3-pointer.
Yeah, and you'd expect by the end of this game, I'm sure the numbers are going to look even better.
Cavs tried to make a push for the playoffs last season, in a way going against the grain, but instead a disappointing season when it was all over. The coach and front office questioning the team's effort level.
Now, here is Irving. 12 points for him. That's good.
They've been splashing home those threes since halftime.
Definitely a big improvement in their shooting from what we saw before the break.
Irving against Calderon. And he's going up for the alley-oop. Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. And here we go. Fast break. James has got it.
Everything's falling now, and this lead continues to increase.
Yeah, it's just way too hard to keep up with a scoring pace like this. I mean, and that's why the defense is having a tough time.
The drive by Anthony. The rebound by Kevin Love. Love's got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. Well, the Cavs did make some big changes from last season, and they shouldn't have a problem staying motivated, putting in the effort this year.
Well, you know, Kevin, last year they were a very young group and didn't have the vet presence they might have needed. With LeBron coming in, they've got brilliance in every category, leadership and play. He's got the clout of his championship rings. The whole mindset of the team is about to go to a very different and high level.
Here's LeBron after Amari Stoudemire's bucket.
Second three-pointer of the half, fourth overall. So he's having a nice game from outside.
For New York, they've gone 4 of 9 from the floor so far in the third. Calderon, that's good.
Boy, they are just destroying them in the paint.
You could say that again, Steve. The defenders just aren't aggressive enough down low.
And a wide open look for Irving. Another three for Cleveland.
They're getting a bunch of their points outside of the paint. 3 of their last 5 buckets are from three-point range.
But the defense isn't making them earn it. I mean, those shots have just come on easy, open looks.
A shot by D'Alembert, no good.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but in the rebounding department too, Clark.
Yeah, it's been a really gritty performance. They'll have some bruises to show for it, but that's the way it should be. You should feel that you've competed when you do that work inside. It just hasn't been a very good day for him, guys. They need him to start burying some of those.
No good from LeBron.
Tim Hardaway Jr., the son of the 5-time All-Star point guard, was taken with the 24th pick in last year's draft and really proved to be a pleasant surprise for the Knicks.
Cleveland with the ball. They're on a 16-7 run. Irving drives in, reverses, he lays it in. Irving's got 11 points in the quarter.
I don't think they can ask much more of him than what he's done this quarter.
Here's Calderon, and he uses the glass on the layup.
They've been getting it inside at every opportunity and getting results, too.
It's a great formula, and it's really a sign that the offense is clicking.
Irving's shot is good.
This is incredible. It's been a three-point barrage since halftime.
Yeah, whether by design or by accident, it has been impressive.
They double him with Irving. Nice spin off the left rim and in. Calderon's got 8 points.
You know, they really aren't putting up any resistance on the low block. That's the 5th consecutive basket inside.
And, Steve, these looks they're allowing are almost automatic.
Waiters, the offensive rebound. Varejão's shot is good.
They're straying away from the three-point game here in the second half. And that's fine as long as they're on the lead and they're getting good shots. They've decided not to take nearly as many three-pointers in this half.
And that one's good. 10 points for him.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. I mean, defensively, the wind has just been knocked out of their sails.
Need to get more bodies committed down low.
And it's out of bounds. The Knicks will take it the other way.
18 seconds on the shot clock. 18.
Now, here is Smith.
Substitution on the court.
The drive by Smith. It's rebounded by Cleveland.
Well, I think the defense got lucky right there. I mean, he's going to make a lot more of those than he misses when he's got that much room.
Boy, great job of attacking on the break.
Yeah, it sure was. He made a beeline for the bucket as soon as they got the ball. Right away, straight to the rim.
And how about a look now at our assist of the game? Brought to you by State Farm.
This was a showstopper, wasn't it? Just a difficult pass to make, and he makes it flawlessly to set up that alley-oop.
Our fourth quarter action underway, presented by Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups. So on the floor for Cleveland, Matthew Dellavedova is out there with Mike Miller. Then there's Marion. Then there's Haywood. And it's Thompson in at the power forward. Oh, and here we go now with Miller. Nobody back. Dellavedova dishes to Thompson. Miller outside from past the arc. Miller with another miss.
Well, his shot's been off today, no question. He's not the guy they're going to want to look to if they want to keep this lead where it is.
The tray. Miller with another miss.
He's normally a really big threat from long range. Struggling right now. He might need to mix his game up a little bit.
And it's Shumpert penetrating. No good.
And I think the work on the boards has been a big key for their success in this game, guys.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, it's been total control on the boards for him.
And Tristan Thompson gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game.
You know, it's such a treat to watch the game for a living. It doesn't stand still. It keeps evolving. And as we see the leadership changing hands, a new commissioner, new owners, I think that process will continue. And hopefully they'll strike that balance between preserving the tradition of the game while also continuing to attract new fans.
An even 3-on-3 break. Here's Haywood. And he gets the bucket. Haywood's got the fourth quarter started here with a bucket for the Cavs. And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for the Cavaliers.
Boy, their hounding, harassing effort at the defensive end, very impressive. And they forced quite a few turnovers as a result.
And another thing they're doing is really taking advantage of fast break opportunities, scoring some easy baskets.
You talk about the new team owners, more than 30%, Clark, of the league's teams have changed hands. I didn't know this since 2010.
I did not either, but again, as franchises grow in value, the owners are getting much more involved. And again, understanding the appreciation potential of this kind of asset. It's a bigger chunk of their portfolio now. It used to be owners were guys that kind of came through the basketball business somewhat and didn't look at it as something that could be a viable asset. But now it's a big business play.
And in the paint, they have really shown some strength. Their work on the boards has been phenomenal.
Yeah, I'd certainly call it a mismatch, Steve, at least for today.
Miller with another miss.
I don't know if it's just me, but he's looked a step slow since the start of the quarter. His shooting has really suffered. Can't pass up that kind of look.
Just over 2.5 minutes played now here in the final quarter of regulation. Prigioni, that's a two-pointer. New York, no good that time either.
Looked like he rushed that one, guys. The defense was out of position. He was wide open, just couldn't take advantage.
For New York, they've gone 1 of 5 from the field here in the fourth. A lot of misses, just the one make. AC. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot two.
You know, an interesting study came out recently that argued that steals are really undervalued, not just because they create high-percentage scoring opportunities at the other end, but also there just aren't that many players who really excel in that area.
The Knicks making a switch here. Anthony's checked in for Smith. Smith comes in for Bargnani. Jose Calderon, he's checked in for early, and Tim Hardaway Jr. subbed in for Pablo Prigioni.
17 seconds on the shot clock. 17.
The Knicks shooting at 44%, pretty reasonable. When you talk about steals, one of the harder stats to replace. Some players just have the knack.
Yeah, you know, when you replace a guy who can take the ball away from opponents, a great stealer, I mean, it's hard to replace that in your lineup. Steals require a special knack. Quickness, anticipation. You know, guys that do a good job of ball hawking can really get into an opposing player's head, too.
Just seems like they've given up far too many points from the three-point shot today. A lot of open looks out there.
I agree, Steve. The defensive rotations have been abysmal. The defense just couldn't recover in time.
Yeah, the D pretty much went brain neutral on that one, Clark. Wouldn't
Yes,
you?
sir. I like that phrase.
Yeah, I don't use that phrase very often, but to me, that's what happened. He shifted the brain into neutral.
That was embarrassing.
16 seconds on the shot clock. 16.
Tipped away. It's stolen by Calderon. Smith, left side. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot two.
So far in the game for Anthony, he has 8 points, and he hasn't forgotten to get his teammates involved either.
Well, that's important, Clark. I mean, he's conscious of the fact that moving the ball around gets the defense to move. It forces them to work, and it creates a better offensive flow for his own team.
And Jose Calderon gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul.
Well, jersey advertising, an idea that had been bandied about for a long while. Last season, in lieu of that, the league tested out advertising on the court apron for the first time, as well as a small ad on the top of the backboards. So the league, of course, always looking for new revenue streams.
And now the Knicks on the break. And Mike Miller gets the whistle that time. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Fourth team foul.
1:43 left in the fourth quarter. Hardaway, no good. Well, Cleveland shooting in the fourth quarter down around 31%, not playing with as much energy here lately. And Steve, you mentioned the apron advertising. It's only being allowed for locally broadcast games.
And I think that makes sense, Kevin. Viewers probably see it more than they would see stitching on a player's jersey. And I think keeping the ads off the court and the players is a good line to draw.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, dominating performance for the Cavaliers.
And they could do no wrong today, Steve. That's right. This was a team performing to its Clark fullest capability.
Yeah, and a very satisfying win for them, too. A game to remember, and on the other side, definitely one you want to forget as soon as possible.
Beyond the actual result of this game, I think fans are going to look back and see this was just a monstrous performance for Kyrie Irving. Just an outpouring of points from him. Nobody could do anything, really, to stop him.
Anthony against Marion. Anthony kicks to Smith. That one falls, coming off Anthony's feet.
And that kind of power move has become a trademark for him.
Well, Cleveland shooting at 44%, pretty reasonable. And pushing it up. Here's New York. Smith's running. Wasted no time on that shot, but it's off the mark. Thomas with the ball.
That's just a flat frustration foul right there.
Boy, down like they are, he just took it out on his opponent. I mean, you've got to keep your composure. I don't think that was one of his best moments.
And Cleveland making a change here. Lucas is checked in. And a switcher also for New York. Smith is checked in. New York's gone ice cold from three-point land, 0 of 4 since the start of the final quarter. Trying to break that ice cold streak. Will not go. This is off the front iron. And Jose Calderon gets the whistle that time. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus, and we'll go to the line to shoot two.
For Cleveland, Mike Miller. 2 shots.
First free throw is good. And Cleveland making a change here. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. Outside Anthony. Pulls up on the wing. That one wide left. And so it's Cleveland taking.
Thanks, Kevin. LeBron, what have you discovered?
So Cleveland will get the first possession. So a look at our starters for the Knicks. J.R. Smith and Melo filling out the perimeter. Dallenberg's out there with Stoudemire. And it's Calderon in at the point.
Well, there were so many whispers and rumors last year of whether or not Carmelo was going to stay in New York or not. It seems like he dealt with the distractions and obviously had a tremendous season.
Here's Irving. And it was still over the rim. Offensive basket interference.
Well, last season viewed as a bit of a hiccup in Kyrie Irving's rise to greatness. His shooting percentages fell, but he actually improved his assist-to-turnover ratio. He's cut his turnover rate every season, as a matter of fact.
And it's the Knicks with the ball. Calderon with it. A 3-ball. Rejected by Irving. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Here's Love. It's rebounded by New York.
And for Irving, some have said he over-dribbles and tries to freelance too much offensively. They like to see him become more pass-oriented. Some of that really a function of personnel, but I think he can and will improve as a passer.
Now Dallenberg following the three-point attempt by Kevin Love. Anthony with it, guarded now by Kevin Love. Anthony dishes to Dallenberg. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
And how sweet a play was that?
As sweet as it gets. An exquisite pass to set up Clark that beautiful alley-oop dunk.
And it was nice. Just a gorgeous assist.
You talk about areas for Irving to improve, Clark. Defense certainly part of it.
Yeah, and with LeBron back, I think every player will be held to a higher standard defensively. No question. Kyrie, a player with a lot of responsibility offensively, but to be great, you got to do it at both ends.
Boy, he crashed the boards with purpose right there. Well-deserved second chance points for him.
And a wide open look for James. Drains the three-pointer. LeBron's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
A good open look, and he splashes home the 3.
Here's Calderon.
Well, Jose Calderon, a huge boost offensively at point guard. He's a terrific floor general, sets up his teammates nicely, takes good care of the ball. and he's a top-tier marksman. In the NBA, we call those guys lasers. He can do it off the bounce or spotting up.
So he comes up empty, missing both.
Usually, free throws are a formality for him. And for the most part today, they have been. I didn't expect that result when he stepped up there.
Yeah, again, if the shot selection there, defender draped all over him.
Well, you got to understand who's guarding you in that situation. I mean, if he's on you tight, you can't just rise up and try to shoot over the top.
He talked, Steve, about Calderon shooting. In his career, he's led the league in both free throw percentage and three-point percentage.
I guess the trade-off is defensively. I mean, he's solid, not spectacular, but his shooting is such a problem for defenses, and especially when you pair him with good players like Dallas did a year ago. Boy, he can really play and space that floor.
And a little over 2.5 minutes gone here in the first. Takes a three. And James pulls it down. Cavaliers trailing. Irving with a clean look. And another three for Cleveland.
And a lot of times his first quarter seems to dictate how big of a role he plays later on. And he's off to a good start.
Smith drives in. And down it goes. Jamming that one home.
Flush that thing down, young fella.
That is a fit. Here's two-hander.
Man, maximum force on that dunk.
Cavaliers have gotten 3 of 8 shots to fall for them here in the first quarter. Here's Anthony, and there's the lay-in.
Another bucket in the paint. That's something they just have not been able to stop today.
I think it's time to make some adjustments defensively. I mean, what they've got going right now is not getting it done.
And it's Kevin Love with the foul. That's his first foul. Tristan Thompson, he's checked in for Anderson Varejao. And New York with a change here, too. Iman Shumpert's checked in for Stoudemire. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
You know, with the Knicks having a frustrating start to the season last year, you could see it really get to Melo. It bothered him a lot, but I tell you what, he turned all that frustration into something special when he went for 62 points in a game in New York last season.
Jason Smith, he's checked in for New York. Pablo Prigioni comes in for Jose Calderon. James wide open. The long distance three is buried. LeBron's got 9.
That is a real nice looking deep 3 ball there, fellas.
Boy, shooting the ball with major confidence.
And guys, believe it or not, with Melo, the 62 he put up that night was a record in that arena as he knocked off one of Kobe's records with that just incredible performance.
Well, when he hit that half-court shot to give him 37 at halftime, you could feel something was in the air. I'll tell you, there have been a lot of amazing performances in that arena. But this might have been the best I've ever seen.
And that one's good.
It's like he's trying to find a groove in this game. Just hasn't had it dialed in yet.
Power down with both hands. No challenge from the defense there. Clark could have put that one through any way he wanted.
And I love the choice there, partner, going hard to the hoop for that throwdown.
Yeah, that's invisible defense leading to a very visible finish.
Now LeBron, after Dion Waiters' three-pointer that didn't go. And he gets the bucket.
I'll tell you what, until this defense gets out and defends the three-point line, it's going to be a parade.
Yeah, we've already seen 3 in a row from out there.
And the Knicks decide to take their first time out here. And the Cavaliers with some changes. Sean Marion, he's checked in for Love. Miller comes in for Dion Waiters. And Jones subbed in for Kyrie Irving. And a new group in for the Knicks. Early, he's checked in for Smith. Bargnani comes in for Anthony. Tim Hardaway Jr.'s checked in for J.R. Smith. And Shane Larkin subbed in for Pablo Prigioni. Here's James following the score by New York. Wasted no time on that shot, but it's off the mark. Here's the break. The finish. The big dunk at the end of the break.
Another lead change. How many of these are we going to have?
I don't know, Steve, but the momentum of this game has certainly swung like a pendulum.
New York's gone 0-3 from three-point land. Nothing yet going outside. And there's the call on James. That is his first foul of the game. Cleveland on defense. Trailing by 2. Hardaway, no good.
Well, you can see why the defense is willing to let him take that shot. That's really not his range.
And Thompson kicks to Jones. It's up a 3. And James gets it to go on the assist by Jones. 15 points for LeBron. And so it's New York with it. Here's Larkin.
Defensive foul.
The Knicks shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. No good on the free throw. That one is no good. Marion with it. Here's Jones. And Shumpert pulls it down.
I don't mind that shot, though. He's an excellent three-point shooter. He's just showing a lot of confidence there.
I'm right with you there, Steve. I mean, let it flow when you're feeling it.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. And no good on the second free throw, so he goes 0 for 2 there. Both teams have it going here early and still close through the first quarter. Cleveland ahead, up by 1. And we'll get the second quarter underway on the other side of this break. Up to this point, a closely contested game as we start the second quarter. And a look at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Cavaliers.
Well, I'll tell you what, they must have had a good shoot-around because they've been fantastic from long range so far, fellas.
And another thing they've been doing right is converting a lot of second-chance opportunities. I love the hustle and the effort.
In a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. And New York looking at who they've got. Calderon at the 1, Hardaway Jr. at the 2. Stoudemire out there with Iman Shumpert. And it's D'Alembert in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Shots good by Miller.
And the threes continue to go down. At that end with almost nothing happening from deep at the other.
But the way to turn that around is defensively, by stopping their outside shot, not by getting into a shootout.
And Tristan Thompson gets the whistle that time. That's foul number 2 for him. For the Cavaliers, Love comes in for Tristan Thompson. And it's Kyrie Irving in for Mike Miller. Good on that shot, and with that, the Cavalier lead is cut down to just 2 points on the bucket from Calderon.
Jose Calderon signed by the Mavericks to a 4-year contract last season. Along with Monte Ellis, he helped elevate Dallas to become a top 5 team offensively.
Knicks have gone 1 of 3 to start out the second quarter. And good on the basket. Book it. Calderon's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Look at the points in the paint, the inside game. It's been very one-sided here for a while now.
Well, the defense just hasn't been physical enough at the rim. I mean, 8 of their last 10 points have come from the paint. They've done a really good job of knocking down their long-distance shots here in the second quarter. And they're shooting just above 40% from downtown. That's outstanding.
Cleveland didn't quite meet their expectations last year, in part by how poor they shot at home. Hard to get wins when everything you put up seems to rim out.
It can be doubly defeating, Clark, with the missed shots here at home. Not only are you not scoring but then the crowd loses interest. They get out.
That's a great point. I mean, one of the benefits of being at home is having your crowd there energized and pulling for you. And if you're not making shots, they tend to sit on their hands.
Boy, with 2 fouls now, he really has to be disciplined and under control for the rest of this half.
Cavaliers making a switch here. Waiters is checked in. And a switch here also for New York. Anthony's checked in. Here's Irving. Jose Calderon making his last shot. From deep. No good from Irving.
He's not the best three-point shooter, and from that range, no way. That's a bad shot.
Needless to say, and I'm saying it anyway, he doesn't fit that description.
Now let's send it to Doris from the sidelines.
Well, Kevin, Derek Fisher went straight from playing to being a head coach. Pretty rare, but to hear his former teammates on the Thunder, he's got what it takes to be successful. Nick Collison called him the only guy I've played with who can address the team as a leader. And Kevin Durant said he's a great motivator who commands respect. Kevin, a pretty good way to start.
Ringing endorsements from two great leaders in their own right. Thanks, Doris. Now Calderon. After Dion Waiters' three-pointer that didn't go. Anthony, the shot goes down and gets this game back to even. Anthony's got 4 points now in the quarter.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. I mean, defensively, the wind has just been knocked out of their sails.
Need to get more bodies committed down low.
And so it's New York with it. After Dion Waiters' three-pointer that didn't go.
Solid on the one-hand throw down there.
You know, Clark, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball.
Yeah, you got that right, Kevin. He's such a reliable finisher.
So, timeout called here, the first for Cleveland. The Cavaliers have gone 3 of 7 shooting the ball here in the second quarter. Irving can't hit. Here's New York. They've got an 8-0 run. All right, well, look at how the points have been generated so far. Scoring breakdown for New York.
And some great drives to the bucket for them to this point, guys.
You know, another factor in their offense so far has been their ability to convert and score off turnover.
James checked in for the Cavaliers.
Jason Smith is a really good player, but he's had some tough luck with injuries recently between the torn labrum and his shoulder back in 2013 and then a knee issue last season. He's only managed to play 82 games over the last 2 years.
New York calls timeout. And Jason Smith, a valuable pick-and-pop big man who's also a strong finisher inside. Some nice versatility offensively.
I'd agree, and defensively, he's able to get off of his feet and block some shots, too. So he's a really quality big guy. Already, he's looking at his third foul. I think his coach will probably look to sit him down until the third quarter. New York Knicks were ranked as the NBA's most valuable franchise recently, and with team values skyrocketing, the Knicks came in at around $1.5 billion. That's a B, billion.
Clarky talked about a back-and-forth game. This is the definition of that.
Yeah, no doubt about it, Kevin. I mean, not even through the first half, and it's been one heck of a battle.
Well, these are the kinds of games you love. I mean, two good teams going head-to-head, an even matchup. Both sides very competitive, on their toes tonight.
The Knicks have made just one free throw in this one, and a lot of misses beginning to pile up.
Yeah, very average shooting team in terms of the free throw line, about 76% a year ago.
Tristan Thompson, he's checked in for Anderson Varejao. And, of course, for the Knicks, a huge part of their value comes from playing in the Big Apple.
Yeah, I agree with that, Kevin. The business and media capital of the United States, you know, they go out of their way to attract the big stars to the game. Courtside seats for the top names. That helps give the Knicks an allure, kind of a glamour that a lot of franchises don't have. Tristan Thompson, a really nice hustle player and defender. Chance to be a double-double guy. But, you know, as a former number 4 pick overall, I think expectations were probably a little too high for him. But he's turned into a very solid NBA player.
The Knicks have gone 6 of 9 in the second quarter. Some good work from the field. Smith drives in. And the rejection by Love. And they're able to recover. And he gets the bucket.
You know, when he gets the ball that close to the basket, it's almost an automatic 2 points.
Well, the defense has to battle him down there and keep him out of position in the first place. Do your work early. And Thompson, with really good length and athleticism, I still think he's developing his footwork and craftiness inside as far as understanding how to create angles to get his shot off. But he's young, and there's plenty of time, and he's shown plenty of promise.
He dialed that one up from long distance. And that's now 18 points for Kyrie Irving. And so here is New York. Now the feed to Calderon. And he uses the glass on the layup. Calderon's got 10 points in the game. And Thompson made progress on his mid-range jump shot in year 2. Then last season, Steve, he switched his shooting hand entirely.
And, you know, pretty impressive results for year 1 of the experiment. I mean, that's where you never know. He could become a much better shooter over time with that right hand. We'll see.
Cavaliers making a switch here. Miller's checked in. And then for New York, Samuel Dalembert, who's checked in for Jason Smith. Mon Shepard has come in for Smith. And Tim Hardaway Jr. subbed in for Jose Calderon. The Knicks have made just one free throw in this one, and a lot of misses beginning to pile up.
And what was really the big shock in the East last season, the Knicks failed to make the playoffs. This from a team many expected to challenge for a spot in the conference finals. Just didn't happen.
Amari Stoudemire is checked in for New York.
And as hot as he's been this quarter, the game plan should be simple. Get him the ball and get out of the way.
Shoot from the right block. Good on that shot. And with that, the Cavalier lead is cut back down to 1 point on the basket from Dalembert. For Cleveland, they've gone 7 of 16, shooting just under 50% here in the second quarter. And with the Knicks not making the playoffs, it came down to the tail end of the season. But Steve, he had a feeling that it wasn't going to happen for him.
Yeah, it was a big disappointment last season for the Knicks. You know, so many things went wrong with injuries and slumps. And it just never felt like they found that groove that they were looking for.
Cavaliers making a switch here. Marion's checked in. And Waiters kicks to Miller. Just 5 to shoot. Cleveland needs to get a shot off here. And it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. There's 10 seconds left in the first half. Here's Prigioni. And the go-ahead bucket, no good.
Well defended. And he's not someone who responds well to that kind of defensive pressure.
And a tight game here as we end the first half. Cavaliers lead by 1. And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who...
Carmelo some...
Welcome back, everybody. The start of the second half getting underway. Both teams battling hard through the first half. You look at Kyrie Irving in this game, he has been everywhere.
Well, the threes have been falling for him at a ridiculous rate. That first half was just amazing.
And when that's the case here in the second, I think he's just got to keep spraying and splashing.
Irving and Waiters, the guards. The two stars, LeBron and Love. At the 3 and the 4. And it's Thompson into the 5 down low. That's the 5 for Cleveland right now. Well, Clark, a bit of a down year shooting-wise for Kyrie Irving last season.
Yeah, it sure was, and you heard some sources within the Cavs organization questioning his leadership, too. I mean, the chemistry in Cleveland, not really where it needed to be, kind of a mess all season, quite honestly. And Irving is still young, has a lot on his shoulders, and maybe started to show some of the frustration of the expectations placed on him. But now, you know, as he continues to grow as a leader, having LeBron James there and some other veterans who've come in should really help smooth that out for the young standouts.
Matthew Dellavedova has checked in for the Cavaliers. And now we've got the intentional foul.
I'm not sure what he was thinking about there. That's a strange foul.
Who knows? Maybe he just wanted to take a break for a minute.
Here's Smith.
It has not been an ideal start to the second half. They've missed 3 of their first 4. That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
No question. Pound it into the painted area and continue to put pressure on that defense.
And for Irving, a chance to learn from the best player in the world. On winning more games, I think it'll really help his development as a player and a leader, too.
That's guaranteed.
Stoudemire with the block. There's the lob to the hoop. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. A chance here to catch up with the fourth member of our crew, Doris Burke. Hi, Doris.
Well, guys, as we all know, LeBron James is now back in Cleveland, but he thinks his time in Miami will serve him well. As he said, Miami for me has been like college for other kids. I became a better player and a better man. I learned from a franchise that had been where I wanted to go. Kevin?
He knows what it takes to win it all, Doris. Now he's trying to do it back home in Ohio. Thanks. Calderon, that's good. Calderon's got it all tied up now for the Knicks. Cavaliers have gone 2 of 4 here to start the second half. It's stolen by Smith. And a fast break now for the Knicks. Anthony leading the charge. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Anderson Varejao. That's his 5th foul. Thompson, he's checked in for the Cavaliers. For New York, they have made just 1 free throw in this one, and a lot of misses beginning to pile up. And the first one at the line is good.
Melo having a terrific game. He has 14 points and 2 steals as well. He's getting it done, making plays by setting up his teammates and grabbing some nice boards, too.
Yeah, he's doing all those little things that are so important.
The drive by Smith. He's on target from 8 feet out. Smith's got 6.
What a big-time mismatch it's been in the post. Where's the defensive adjustment? They're getting housed down there.
They sure are. You got to come up with something. A double team, maybe a substitution, but this is getting ridiculous.
And there's the call on James. That's his 3rd foul so far. Bonus situation in effect, so we'll head to the free throw line for 2.
He's only got half of the equation right, Kevin. He's getting to the free throw line often, but he's not making enough of it.
Smith checked in for Dalembert. Well, the Cavaliers largely underachieved last season. A big part of that was constantly dealing with distractions the entire season, it seemed.
Yeah, it certainly appeared that way. It was always something with players fighting in-house or items getting leaked to the media and causing things to get stirred up. It's very hard when those distractions are circulating for you to be effective. Kevin, I didn't expect this uncharacteristic slump to last as long as it has. It must be in his head now.
Here's Calderon. The Cavaliers pull it in. Love's got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. A shot by Thompson, and no one's around. Once again off the mark by Cleveland. And now the Knicks on the break. Calderon leading the charge. Can't hit, so Cleveland will take it the other way. 3 minutes gone now in the 3rd quarter. Here's LeBron. Oh, my goodness.
What a huge play. Talk about putting something extra on it. That dunk was way over the top.
Close game or not, Clark, you know, he's going to finish firm when he gets the space.
Still, I mean, it's startling that he'd even try that right now. It's his 4th foul. I'm sure he picked it up a little earlier than he would have liked.
The Knicks have only made 2 attempts, shooting poorly at the line in this one.
Checking out the game Jose Calderon is having. He's got 14 points and not a bad game for him on the glass either.
Not at all. That's somewhere where he can be effective on any given night.
Miller's checked in for Cleveland. Irving comes in for Matthew Dellavedova. Calderon against Irving. Calderon passes to Smith. No good, unable to end this run. Cleveland leading by 5. Here's James. Shot no good. Left side, Shumpert. It's rebounded by Cleveland.
The defense was ready for him that time, and they had to be. He is so powerful in the lane.
Well, Knicks ownership guys frustrated last season that Iman Shumpert didn't participate in the Summer League. And Steve, they were hoping he'd test out for some minutes at the point guard position.
Yeah, that's right, Kevin, and we heard his name arise all season long in trade room.
Sean Marion, he's checked in for Kevin Love. Then for the Knicks, Tim Hardaway Jr.'s checked in for Smith. And it's Pablo Prigioni in for Jose Calderon. Out of bounds, Cleveland takes possession.
You always want a player to have his head up and to be surveying the court, but not if that's going to be the result. And for Shumpert, his shooting numbers were down last season. He shot over 40% from long range in year 2. It was down to 33% last season. That can happen in the course of a career. Still good from the corners with Shumpert. Perhaps he shot too many from above the arc.
New York calls timeout.
And guys, for Shumpert, he's got to improve his finishing around the rim. with his size and athleticism, I think he could be better scoring in the paint.
Different look for New York. Stoudemire's checked in for Jason Smith. Bargnani comes in for Anthony. And it's early in for Iman Shumpert. Here's Prigioni. Looking for his first basket still in this one. Pass to Early. Shot to end this cold run. The shot no good. Good D by Miller.
And you can feel the momentum swinging. They needed that shot badly.
Steve, I sense some frustration here. It seems like they're getting a little frustrated. It's understandable because they've given up this big run.
Here's Prigioni. New York, no good that time either. One issue with the Knicks last year, Steve, was that they really didn't get a lot of easy buckets, no easy points. When they scored, they really had to earn it.
Yeah, they didn't run, and so they had to score in the half court. And that's a difficult thing to do in the modern NBA, because teams can load up on you defensively. They can zone up. There are a lot of different things to do. I think they have to run more this year.
Here's Hardaway, and the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line. Anderson Varejão's checked in for James. And a chance for just a second to check out the scoring breakdown for the Cavaliers.
You know, one of the big stories has been the three ball. It's been a key part of their offense throughout the game.
The other thing that jumps out to me is just the big number of assists they have. The offensive efficiency has been a major factor.
And the Cavaliers making a change here. Waiters is checked in. The Knicks have only made 2 attempts, shooting poorly at the line in this one. Everything appeared to be lined up for Cleveland to get back into playoffs last year, but that just wasn't the case. A lot of what-ifs for them last season.
And with another top pick on the roster, Kevin, and a youthful team, they were a popular pick before the season to play postseason games, but they still needed some seasoning.
There's 42 seconds left in the third. And now for Cleveland. They still have the youth to grow, but with LeBron on board, the sky for them is the limit.
As are the expectations.
The Cavaliers leading by 4. From deep. It's rebounded by Bargnani. Bargnani's got 3 rebounds so far in the game.
Nothing seems to be going down for him today.
Here's Thompson. And that one is handed home.
Well, you knew he'd win that race.
Definitely. I mean, that's what you call early offense.
Cleveland shooting their first free. Through of the contest.
And you look at the numbers from a year ago, guys, this is a club that hit about 75% of its free throws.
And it's Dion Waiters with the foul. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus, and we'll go to the line to shoot 2. The Knicks have only made 2 attempts, shooting poorly at the line in this one. He misses the free throw. The Knicks making a switch here. And he can't hit the second.
I'd love to see them impose their will a little bit more on the backboard. Usually that's a great way to take control of a game.
Well, they haven't been able to do that yet, but it's something they're certainly capable of.
And it's Dion Waiters with the foul. That's his 3rd foul so far. Bonus situation in effect, so we'll head to the free throw line for 2. And no good on the second free throw, so he goes 0 for 2 there. Here's James. Offline. And that's it for the third quarter. Both teams scoring well as we head to the 4th. Cleveland ahead. The Cavaliers leading by 7. And New York looking at who they've got. They've got him on Shumpert. Smith is out there with Anthony. Then there's Calderon. And it's Smith in at the center, filling out the middle.
Well, they haven't gotten much production from him, but they remain in the league.
Here's Calderon. Can't cash in from close range.
And they force the miss with that good defensive rotation. They're playing well together as a unit.
Off target there. That would have pushed the lead to double digits. And, oh, here we go. Smith's got it. The fast break chance. And finished off by Shumpert.
Cutting into that lead a little bit. Way to finish.
And the basket is still shaking.
Oh, man, he's got so much power.
Here's Waiters. Rebound by Smith. Smith's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Jumps up, and it's Anthony with the jam.
Up high and down hard with the one-hander.
Got a little extra forceful with that one, didn't he?
Yes, sir. I think he's hoping to kind of get his teammates going a little bit, fellas.
James, and he banks in the layup. LeBron's got 24 points.
How many times have we seen him do that? Just batter a defense with his ability to explode to the basket.
Anderson Varejão's checked in for Cleveland.
Anderson Varejão.
And here's Calderon. From deep. Good D by Miller. The Cavaliers leading by 7. Oh, wide open. He fires. And it's off the back rim. No good.
He slipped into quite a funk here, Clark.
I think that's a good word to describe it. I mean, the basket is looking awfully small to him at the moment.
Sean Marion, he's checked in for Anderson Varejão. Knicks have gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play. Calderon, that's good.
All the points these defenders are allowing inside is inexcusable. That's 5 baskets in a row, and they've all been practically lay-ins.
Yeah, they've got to harden and toughen up down there, guys. He's yet to make an impact from the field, but his team is taking care of business.
And Mike Miller gets the whistle that time. That's foul number 2 for him. For the Knicks, Samuel Dalembert, who's checked in for Smith. And it's Stoudemire in for Iman Shumpert. They get it back.
This quarter has not been his best. The defense may be starting to affect him a little bit.
Raiders no luck. Knicks trail by 5. They break it out. 5 on 3. Goes up on the wing. New York, no good that time either.
That's some more rugged play from them inside. They have a decent edge in rebounds thus far.
And that hard work on the boards needs to continue. That could be what swings this game eventually.
Let's go. The shot by Dalembert, no good.
That's one he knows he should have made.
Miller with a wide open look. Sinks it. What range from outside. Wow. And the Cavaliers lead by 8. The Knicks have gone 3 of 8 here in the 4th quarter. Here's Calderon. And the rejection by James.
He's missing a lot of shots out here. Offensively, he just has not been able to produce in this quarter.
Love outside. Bounces high off the rim and drops. New York calls timeout. Look at LeBron James. He's really been playing well.
He's on fire. They needed to put their heads together to figure out how to get the ball out of his hand.
Cavaliers making a switch here. Jones is checked in. Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Hi, guys. Over that break, I was able to catch the message Derek Fisher was giving to his team. He talked about their problems at the free throw line, but tried not to make too big a deal out of it. He said, listen, if we keep getting to the line, the ball will start going through the net. The important thing is keep getting there. Maybe that'll take a little pressure off him, guys.
Once again, he's able to knock down the long-range jumper. He's on automatic. Just a brilliant game.
Here's Calderon. And stolen by Love. And now the pass break. LeBron with the ball. Stoudemire grabs the board.
Well, you have to get a hand into his face because that's his range right there.
And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot two. That one on Love. No good on the free throw. He's off on the second.
You know, every team in the league loves to have good size in the middle, but it does seem like the league is getting tougher for a big man. You know, help defenses now, the allowance of zone defenses, you can sort of load up on players. It can inhibit a big man's ability to attack because you can see double teaming even before he's gotten the ball. But it's made for great strategy, and I really like the new rules.
Jones for three. Here's Waiters, and lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot two. And that hurts as he doesn't get the first one to fall. Trying to focus now on the second. As the game has required more movement, Clark, we're seeing big guys try to slim down.
And yeah, big men with agility are at a premium, but also it takes a little bit of the stress and strain off the joints. As few as 5 to 10 pounds less can make a big difference, and that's huge for big guys.
Stoudemire goes in, and he goes in for the dunk.
Good, just like soup. A little more ferocious, though.
Okay, Clark approves, everybody. Steve, what about you?
Well, I wasn't thinking about soup. I was just impressed with the strong finish, wearing that rim out.
And the Cavaliers call time here. They're up by 8. 1:22 left in the fourth quarter for the Knicks. Bargnani comes in for Amari Stoudemire. And it's Pablo Prigioni in for Jose Calderon. The drive by James. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. James has got 29 in the game.
Well, here we go again. An open pass to the hoop, an easy 2 points. Where is the defense?
Here's Bargnani and the powerful one-handed slam.
Certainly that shot well within his range.
I would hope so.
Especially when he caps it off with the steady one-handed jam.
He dialed that one up from long distance. And the Cavaliers lead by 11.
Clock ticks down, and this is going to be a solid victory here for Cleveland.
At every opportunity, they managed to push the ball and keep the up-tempo game going.
And that produced great fruit for him in transition.
And what a huge standout performance it was for James. He was doing everything right, and the points seemed to come in bunches. He definitely had the hot hand.
New York's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. Smith drives in. Pass to Bargnani. It's good, the assist that time from Smith.
Boy, beautiful assist. That's a couple of teammates clearly on the same page.
This game looks like they've got it just about wrapped up.
You're exactly right. I mean, take care of the ball, work the clock. It's a wrap.
Yep, nice game. And it's Kevin Love with the foul. That's it for him. He's fouled out of the game. A different look now for Cleveland. Tristan Thompson, he's checked in for James. Marion comes in for Kevin Love. And it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Lakers. Here's D'Alembert. Misses the 3. And for the Cavaliers, they're shooting just 35%. They've got to get better looks. The dish to Jones. Uncovered. Shot's good. Jones has got the lead up to 11 now for the Cavs.
Just a little bit more for these fans to cheer about as they get ready to celebrate the win.
Well, they can already start to celebrate, Steve, and they should let their team hear. They will